I wonder if writing 2 letters back to back to the same person makes me conceited or desperate. It seems haughty that I would already have something apparently so important to inform you about, and yet I waste your time with frivolous sentences about what I happen to be thinking at any given moment. The fact that I'm enjoying the thought of you forcing yourself to read this right now seems to establish my point quite nicely. Well, now that we have that out of the way, you must understand that the scholar in me cannot simply let my first letter be whisked away with only a generalized version of the Cosmere. I mean, the fact that you found me in my little manor on Nalthis proves that you understand that much about the Cosmere already. But I needed to start somewhere, and I cannot help but think that there someday will be someone reading these words who has never learned of Realmatic Theory before. So, to you, my future reader, turn back now, before the insatiable curiosity grabs you by the throat and drags you away screaming. It will be easier for you just to move on, living your life. Now that I have your attention, dear reader, and your annoyance, dear recipient, I wish to better define the cognitive realm and its importance in my life. I first discovered a perpendicularity by accident. I had been delving into the secrets of my rivals, which they had been trying very hard to keep. Let me remind you that a perpendicularity is a location or event where concentrated investiture creates a hole between dimensions. I like to think of them as shard pools. Call me simple-minded, but they are places where investiture pools together all at once. I have thought long and hard about this. We exist in 3 known levels of existence simultaneously. We are very familiar with the physical nature of our existence, for it is the one we are born interacting with directly. We are also existent in the spiritual realm, where our essence is at its most pure. Somewhere between these 2 realms exists the cognitive realm. This realm exists as a smoky mirror of its more substantial counterparts. The cognitive realm reflects the physical realm in general shape, but is malleable and easily changed with investiture, which essentially is energy from the spiritual realm. The 3 realms exist in states that are fundamentally different from each other. Despite the fact that they are intertwined, the physical worlds upon which we live are large planets suspended around suns. We live on globes where if we travel in a straight line for long enough, we will end up right where we started. These spheres are separated from others like them by vast distances in space. The cognitive realm follows a different set of rules. Everything there essentially exists on a 2-dimensional plane. Now, it's not literally 2-dimensional, for when you visit it, it feels similar to the surface of your homeland. If you think of a planet as a globe, then the cognitive realm is like a map of that globe. Essentially, they are the same in shape, but the cognitive version of the world has edges that extend into the beyond. When you move off the cognitive world, you step into a dark zone, where little to nothing exists. This essentially is leaving the planet. In fact, every world that has intelligent beings living upon it have cognitive realms, and each of these realms are connected to one another. Because the landscape is created and maintained by intelligent cognitive thought, it means that the gaps between worlds are relatively small. This 2-dimensional existence and connection between the various worlds is what allows Worldhoppers, like myself, to travel across the void and into other nations and cultures. One of the great secrets of the Cosmere is not just the fact that there are other worlds with people on them, but that there are more worlds than can currently be visited. In my travels, I have passed over worlds with populations that are isolated from the rest of the Cosmere. Worlds where there are no natural perpendicularities. Someday I hope to visit these worlds, and somehow discover how humans came to live there without the intervention of a shard. I'd even assume that they have no access to investiture, but that would be presumptuous of me. I also need to note something that I forgot last time. Each world looks different in the cognitive realm. Now there are consistencies, like how bodies of water tend to be represented as stable landmasses in the cognitive realm, while typical landmasses are large, churning oceans of thought that can be quite deadly to a Worldhopper who is not careful. However, each world's cognitive realm has its own flavor. For example, much of Scadrial's cognitive realm is made up of seas of mist, whereas Roshar's oceans seem to be made up of tiny glass beads. Naturally, I will be able to tell you more about the Rosharian landscape and the cognitive realm once I get there. Now, you need to remember that these oceans are not a natural phenomena like a lake or a river. These swirling depths are manifestations of millions of minds and the lives of the physical realm. All things that have a name, a concept, or a dream are manifested as tiny intelligences in the cognitive realm. The more personification or sentimental value that people give their objects in the world, creates larger and more powerful cognitive minds in the cognitive realm. It is by using these cognitive minds that we allow ourselves to travel and to remain safe in this realm. These cognitions can often be enlisted to help you, especially when you have investiture to offer. Lastly, I wish to comment on the pale sun that hangs ever-present over the cognitive realm. Here there is no night or day, it is just constantly a dull gray. The ball of light suspended in the air is the spiritual realm. Honestly, I'm not sure how that works, but the other Worldhoppers I've run into have mentioned this fact. Somehow, that is what connects us all together. It's strange, and I'm sure I will have more to say on that eventually. I know I come off bitter in these letters, but you must understand my reluctance to getting involved. I do not think that I am any better at sharing and retrieving information than you or your kind must be, yet your master's proposal was intriguing to say the least. Besides, I owe him a favor for saving my life. Don't get too comfortable back there. You've reawakened the scholar in me. Once I get to Roshar, I will locate and use the Perpendicularity to return to the physical realm. I hear it is quite a place to visit, although the rumors coming from that direction do not bode well. Until the next letter, Elsric. How's it going, guys? Thank you for joining me for yet another Letters from the Cosmere. Hopefully this one was really good at clarifying specifics and also being able to answer any of your questions. If you liked, well, you must have liked, if you loved the art that you saw, please make sure to check the description below. They're listed by appearance in the video, all linked back to the artists who did it. And to the artists, thank you. You really are what make this series so great. It helps us to have something really fun to look at that shows the love that our community shares together with the boundless joys of the Cosmere. Now, I also have a special announcement to make. I am planning on doing a charity live stream in September. I'll be announcing full details shortly, but I wanted to give a shout out right now to any artists or anyone who's watching this series that I'm going to be doing a Cosmere-themed charity stream. I've already got a few people lined up who are going to be participating, especially the Dark-Eyed Musician, and I've been starting to approach a lot of other people to see what they'd like to do. If you would be interested in participating or adding to such a charity event, please contact me at my business email, TheBlueShifting@gmail.com. Once again, that's TheBlueShifting@gmail.com. Should be right here, somewhere on the screen. I just want to clarify that this is something that we're going to try to do to give back. We're a great community full of lots of awesome people who love sharing awesome stories. I like to take the time to think that, since I can outreach to so many of you, I want to try and give something back. And I think that as a community, we can do something really good to encourage new readers who are growing up in situations that it might be hard for them to get their hands on some of the classic and great books that got us started. So please, once again, if you have questions, send me an email, watch my channel. I'll do an update very shortly about exactly what's going down. But I just want to get the shout out right here, right now, because September may seem far away, but it'll be here before we know it. And I want to involve as many of you as possible in this exciting event. Thank you so much, and hopefully you have a fantastic evening. I'll see you later.